Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Mind of a Madness podcast. It's been a bit.
Few short months.
It's been about a month and a half, but that's okay.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. I took some time, chilled out with myself, and worked on the brain power capacity. The chair almost went already. Goddamn chair.
Don't lean back.
But yeah, so welcome back, one and all, to the Mind of a Madness podcast. Of course, myself and Sean, as always.
Hello there.
Face. It's been a while. If Sean's chair tries to kill him again, we'll just work with it. We'll go with it. I just spat everywhere.
What's going on
God. But yeah, I'm so excited.
I'll go with we're a bit rusty because you know it's been a while. Coffee's gone everywhere. The chair's breaking. The dog's going mad.
Oh, it's a fucking failure. It's a fucking failure already.
No.
How have you been, mate? How's things? What have you been up to?
Yeah, been pretty good. Just been busy with work, seeing family, seeing friends, spending some time, going to cinema a few times.
Cinema?
Yeah. Cinema! Watching all this woke rubbish that comes out these days.
We'll talk about that shit.
Oh, yes, definitely.
But, yeah.
I mean, there's not much written down here, but, I mean, if there's anything I've learned from doing these, a little goes a long way.
Oh, fuck yeah. And I'll go off on a tangent about something, and then...
Yeah, it's great.
I'll complain.
That's 20-minute section.
That's how we judge these podcasts. Like, oh, how long's today going to be? Well, we're talking about Boris. James is going to go off on a fucking fat one. Later on, we'll be talking about Returnal. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, if there's not much written down, then, yeah, we're on to a winner.
Me and Sean normally just do well just by talking.
Yeah,
I just hate the dog.
Oh, no. I was moving my coffee around, it made a farting sound. It probably made it sound like a dog.
I thought it was the dog. Okay, your coffee farted. No farting, because
Stop it.
My underpants are barely holding together as it is. So.
You're telling me.
Telling me about that. Yeah. So yeah.
Blood holy man.
Oh. As long as you've had easy access.
Yes. How are you doing? What have you been up to?
Not too badly, mate. Not too badly. I've stepped away from a lot of stuff, of course, but been having a good time, hanging out with friends. Me and you have spent a lot more time together outside of the podcast, which has been pleasant. Good. It was a bit weird for a while. We were hanging out, and it was like we're making a podcast. What? It's just games.
I know, yeah.
And watching Lie to Me, but it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
It's nice to just like change it up a little bit and leave it for a bit and not have any the nagging thought of we have to do a podcast now. But
I think that's what I wanted to lose. I wanted to break that mentality on myself, because I tend to be like, I'm gonna do everything now, and it's like, that's brain.
Yeah.
No.
I'd rather we both do a podcast when we're both feeling excited for it, and we both want to do one, and both want to do one. Absolutely.
But yeah.
And I've been on Grindr for 3 hours.
How will I ever cope? I think I'm dead. But yeah, you can see Benidorm's been a part of our life. But yeah,
what the fuck's Benidorm?
They're like, what are you talking about? Don't worry, we'll get to it. But yeah, no, it's been a good few weeks. I've played a lot of games. I've got to go back and platinum a few, which we'll talk about later on. And yeah, I've just been enjoying living each day as it comes, instead of being like, how much work can I get done in 20 minutes? And then continue that all day. So,
yes, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It does.
With anything.
With anything. But other than that, it's just health stuff. That's the fun thing. But yeah, we'll talk about that later on. But
yes.
Should we get into the fun subject, which is the news?
Yes, let's get into the news, because quite a lot has happened. Although looking at this, you would think so.
It's literally like big shit, but it's all condensed into like one line. That's all we have.
Well, I suppose the big thing in the UK would be the fact that Boris Johnson has now resigned. Well, he's still in place until September or so, but he is officially, stepping down.
I'm no longer doing the job, but I'm still doing the job.
I mean, this man survived, years of lies and, misleading the nation, and the whole COVID thing and breaking the rules and stuff. But it was a little man called Pincher who sent him over the edge.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently he knew about this guy who was Pincher by name, Pincher by nature, an MP in his cabinet.
Yeah.
But appointed him anyway, you know. So, and he apparently knew about what he was like before he appointed him. So everyone's gone in uproar about that, and so that's the thing that sent him down.
I think it's a mixture of everything, really.
Yeah.
The man is not exactly an exempt example of what a prime minister should be. But despite
he survived a lot longer than more of them.
I know, yeah, and despite the fact that he broke every single bad record you could ever want to break as a prime minister, he's still there. I've resigned. Yeah. You're still there, though, you prick. Fuck off already. Like, no one likes you. And I'm glad, but should we talk about... Because the problem is, it's been so long since we've done a podcast. A lot happened in that time. It's probably not very poignant for us to go back over it, but something we can discuss is the two runners-up now, which is Rishi Sunak, God help us, and Liz Truss. It just gets worse. I mean, these two are running to obviously be the leaders of the Tory party and in turn become Prime Minister. I'm not seeing a good sign here from either. I mean, what's kind of your thoughts on them?
It's just going to be, well, it's like you can't really back either one of them because it's not our choice anyway. It's just whatever happens in the Tory parties. We're not going to choose them. They're just one of them is just going to be the next prime minister. And I feel like with Rishi, it's just going to be a continuation of Boris because, you know, he was quite close to Boris. And, you know, the baton will firmly be passed. And, he'll just kind of carry on.
Yeah, although Boris did throw a dig at Rishi. During his speech, he did... clearly, Boris is not happy about the fact that a lot of people turned on him last minute, but who cares? No one likes you anyway. But, yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know. Rishi
It's the same with Liz Truss as well.
I mean, Liz Truss has just got some fucking abhorrent stuff that she wants to follow. I mean, again, there's pros and cons to both, I guess, but... it's still the Tory party. Like, people have celebrated that Boris is now leaving. Yes, that is a success. Yeah. They're still corrupt. He's just the face of it. The people behind the scenes are the people you need to fucking get rid of. And that's not going to happen because the face will always fall. You know, it's like a hydra. One head goes, there's still fucking many others to take its place. So
yeah, I think if he's managed to get away with this much for so long, just because of his bombastic personality... Yeah. What else can the ones who have got a very good game face get away with?
Yeah, exactly. I think Rishi, clearly, he isn't going to help people.
With all that thing with his wife and not paying taxes and stuff like
I did see a clip recently of him talking about that. He actually got asked about it. He said, well, I'm not going to speak on behalf of my wife. It's like, well, she broke the law for many years until she was called out.
You knew about it.
You fucking knew about it and allowed it to happen. And you were like...
Whilst asking everyone else to pay more taxes.
Yeah, and it's like, not my problem, fam. I don't own her. So it's like... I mean, Rishi's just not a good... The thing is, I don't know a lot about Liz Truss. All I know about Liz is that she kind of stuck by Boris for a bit, and then like just when everyone else turned, she seems more like a sheep than she does, you know, kind of trying to go off on her own thing. I feel like if she's in charge,
need a bit of a sheep.
I don't know if we do that because I think again it's that thing. It's the people behind the scenes. Liz Truss would probably be best for the Tory party in this circumstance because people already don't like Rishi Sunak. They just don't like him. He's an asshole for what he did. He did the furlough scheme and stuff like that, and it was very, you know, good at the beginning of COVID.
Rishi's dishes.
Yeah, he helped a lot of people out. Fair enough. But he also has a wife who screwed over the country, and he himself has been caught to dodging taxes in the past, which no one seems to be talking about.
That Eton club, isn't he? Posh boy.
It's the same fucking club that Boris was in, and there's a reason him and Boris were so close for so long. So the only reason he resigned and stepped back was primarily because he was backed into a corner. You know, everyone else was turning to him and be like, seriously, you're still supporting him? Everyone else has turned against him. Why are you still there? He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll leave and then I'll make a bid for it. But, yeah, I mean, if Liz Truss gets put in charge, it'll be the same thing that Boris has been doing, but just she won't be such a bumbling idiot.
She's not going to rock the boat as much. It'll just be. I think we needed a period of calm, kind of stability, kind of, but making bad decisions behind the scenes. But at least we don't hear about them so much.
They're still being made. It's just not. We don't know about it.
Not being made in a horrible way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally, I think there should have been just a vote of no confidence. Of course, the Tories blocked it. Of course, they're going to. They knew they were going to lose. So, I mean, I guess we've just got to hope whoever gets put in charge can hold the fort for 2 years before we get a full sort of vote and everything, and we'll see.
If I had to be behind someone, even though it's not our choice at all, it'd probably be Liz Truss. But just from a lot of like videos and stuff I've seen recently of Rishi, and like, I don't have any middle class friends. He just seems so removed.
Well,
from
he commented
life.
On that, and he said that we all say stupid things.
I was young and dumb.
Yeah, and it's like, fuck off, Rishi. We all know what you meant by that. Don't be a twat.
Yeah.
At least if you're gonna be a posh, up your own arse, arrogant piece of shit, own it, right?
Yeah.
Like Boris owns how fucking stupid he is. At least he owns it, right? Rishi's trying to pretend to be something else, and it's like, come on, come on, Rishi, just admit it.
Can't just be the man of the people when it suits you.
Just admit it. You think we're scum. We all know it. Peasants get away, my rich friends come in. That's how you are, Rishi, and that's why I think if he gets in power, or if he becomes Prime Minister, he's going to fuck a lot of shit up in the next 2 years, just much more controlled than what Boris did.
Yeah.
Which is probably more dangerous, if I'm being honest. But again, it's probably the same with Liz. I don't know enough about Liz Truss to kind of comment on her that much, but she's a Tory. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
But
it's just at the end of the day, one of them's going to be it, and it's going to be in 2 years when we actually decide who we want.
Which be interesting to see what this country does next.
Probably make the wrong decision again.
I mean, is there a
probably Boris will be back in the fold then. He'll be like, I want to be in Prime Minister. It's been 2 years. Everyone's forgot about that nonsense.
I know. I don't know. I don't think there is a right or wrong choice when it comes to voting anymore. I think they're all scum. they're all pieces of shit. There's probably a few diamonds in the rough, but none of them have a voice that really weighs anything or has any impact on choices that are made in the government. And I think that's the sad thing about it all is the people that really are good at their job and do give a shit probably won't even see the light of day.
Yeah, it just it comes to voting for the lesser of all the evils, basically.
Yeah. What I'm assuming that's Roxy. What's her choice?
Oh, that's
Lola
is just
oh.
Yeah, she wants to get up on this chair, but she can't.
Oh, what's Lola's thoughts on it?
What do you think about Boris, Lola? She's just staring intently.
Just dead behind the eyes because
she's just dead behind the eyes. She's like, I'm so sick of hearing about this.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, she's had a little moan at him.
But no.
But and be asked about talking about Boris anymore? No.
No. I mean, as for Boris, I think there's nothing else to really say on him, is there?
No.
It's like, just leave already. Bye.
The best thing has happened.
Yeah.
And bye Boris. Shall we move on to a different subject of news?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. A kind of historic moment happened over the weekend with the women's Premier League final UEFA win over the weekend, which was very surprising and came up from the shadows. Well, as football fans would say. So that was a very kind of defining and historic moment and a good moment in the whole football kind of career choice for young girls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it still does feel like an unfair playing ground though. So it's always a bit of a interesting one because it's not had way less coverage than the men's version. I say just bring in mixed teams.
Yeah, fuck it, who cares? It'd be fine.
It's fair enough. I could see rugby, saying segregate because you need that bit of fucking steroids. But football, I mean, anyone can kick a bag of wind around. Doesn't need Mr. Muscle to do that. Come on, keep it mixed. I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why they don't do mixed teams for football and stuff. I mean, it is becoming more of a common thing now.
All the hooligans go. Whoa.
All the I think in wrestling now they have mixed matches all the time, and there's other sports I can name them that do it. So I mean, just why not? Fuck it.
If we want equality, let's just have full proper equality, mixed everything. Like Jesus, is it so hard to see in the bloody? Well, I suppose all the banknotes in the manager's eyes would be say differently, but
yeah. I mean, I don't see the point in having segregated stuff anymore. It does to me it doesn't make sense. People cry for equality, and then they're like, when they get offered something like, "Hey, do you want to do like a mixed team in football?" They're like, "Oh my gosh, how could you suggest such a thing?" And it's like, well, you wanted equality.
I can guarantee this historic win for women's football will not be talked about in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
everyone will forget about it because they'll focus on the men's one.
Yeah, which I still don't understand why this is a thing inside. I mean, I can give shit about any football.
Yeah, neither could I.
But I mean, it is a historic moment. It is an important moment to acknowledge it, at least. And I think if it was men, it would be talked about more. And I think
it would be like bank holiday level celebrations for everyone.
And I just don't get why that's a thing. I don't understand why people are still disconnected from. Oh well, it's a women's thing. It's cool, but it's not the level that we want. And it's like, why? What is?
Why do we even need to put the word "women's" in front of it as well?
Football. That is what it is.
That later.
It's.
But yes, well done to the Lionesses for their win. Well
done. No bullshit here. Congratulations. Well done.
From two people who don't give a fuck about football. Yeah. Congratulate.
But no, that's fair play. You worked fucking hard, clearly, to get it. So, I can acknowledge that. You don't just fucking win something like that out of nothing.
No.
It takes some talent, so there you are.
But
should we talk about the weather in the UK that's happened over the last couple of weeks? It's been breaking records everywhere. Hottest fucking day in history ever. England. Wales broke its record as well, which is fun. So kind of.
It was like, I think it reached about, was it 40 degrees or 41 degrees? Like it was at the hottest point in Heathrow or something.
Yeah.
So that was a new record. We'd never been above 40 degrees before. I think the hottest ever was 38.7 or something. Yeah,
something like that.
But then it was like 40.2 or something in Heathrow. I think Monday 2 weeks ago or something. Yeah. But yes, it's like our country is not built at all to withstand weather like that. Which is, I mean, fair enough. Like people in America, are like, oh, we get 45, 100 Fahrenheit all the time. But it's like, it's not the same, really.
Yeah. I want to address this bullshit as well. Fuck off, Americans. Your heat is different to ours. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, it is fucking different. Okay? You don't have humidity. Suck my balls. Suck them dry, because they were dripping 2 weeks ago.
I think some states have like varying levels, but they all have AC in there.
I mean, like this is the thing as well. Like it literally was in the news that I think, and I'm going to paraphrase this, but it was something along the lines of 84 to 86% of homes in the UK are not adapt for heat. The homes in the UK are designed to hold heat in. Our walls are not meant to let heat out. I remember the guy I watch on YouTube, Philip DeFranco, who covers news, he even pointed out, and he's American, he was like, no, this is worse. This is worse. This is really bad for the UK, because our houses aren't designed to let heat out. These are our AC units. They're shit.
And most people don't have them.
And most people don't have them because they're barely manufactured in the UK, because we haven't needed them. We're meant to be cold and wet. I mean, it's raining today.
So, like, 99% of people, it's like not worth the investment for 2 days of unbearable heat in a year.
Exactly. And they are expensive. These things are not fucking cheap. At least in America, they're built into your house. Which
and regularly serviced, and people know how to work them and service them well. Yeah.
In the UK, if that breaks, I have to get a new one. And that ain't cheap. So, but crazy.
But it was just I think it reached like the hottest was 37 or 38 here, so it was quite warm. But I mean, luckily I don't have to work outside in boiling heat and stuff. I can stay in, and if I need to, go and dip my feet in the paddling pool and have a fan on me and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it was unbearable. It was uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
it was okay. It's just like the nights. It's all right during the day for me, but the nights are the worst for me because it's like all the heat from the day is trapped inside your house. Basically, it doesn't matter how many windows you open.
Yeah.
It's just trapped in there and doesn't move for days.
You have to remove a whole fucking wall just to get rid of it.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like I've probably put the fan upstairs in my room. It's just like a conventional oven in there. So I was like, but yeah, it's just like I know this is going to end, but I know for some time in the future, it's not going to end like as quickly.
Yeah,
which is going to be an issue. So.
This is now our new normal. We were told that it's going to get hotter every year. So
yeah,
that's something the government needs to address. Start fucking prepping all the houses to be now not insulated and all heating.
I know, we're gonna need some big changes, aren't we?
Yeah, and I think it's just something that's going to take a very, very long time to happen, regardless of, if it's
not built for cold. We're not built for hot. This weather is just used. This country is just used to like moderate climates and being just nice, okay all the time.
It was
no
designed...
tsunamis or no tornadoes or anything like that.
Although that will probably change in the next few years. Or, I say a few years, but more like 2 or 3 decades.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Sharknadoes and fire tornadoes.
Sharknadoes, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean it was pretty crazy down here. I think the hottest it was down here. Bear in mind this was a conservatory, so naturally it's all glass. It all holds all the fucking heating. And in the morning it was something like 39.5 degrees. Which was pretty fucking crazy to open the back door and be like, oh, that's how hot it is. So, but yeah, I mean, around the rest of the house it was something like 36, 37. Even with that, like that helped. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm not lucky to have it, but it was still fucking pretty unbearable. In like you say, in regards to discomfort, I don't think it was to a point of where it's like, I'm a slug, I can't do anything. I think it was more just a shock to the system to have that kind of heat. There were people.
It was interesting just to see. Yeah. It was interesting to see how many people how people cope in like weathers like this. But yeah, it's like if you'd watch the news, it'd appear that lots of people died and it was very catastrophic.
Yeah. It was.
But yeah, I don't know how many people did actually die.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it was like in the thousands. I think it was about 128 or something like that.
I think it's just like mostly old people who sit out in the sun all day.
Yeah, I mean, it was more common.
It's like mostly affects old people and
Yeah.
young babies as well. So it's just like common sense. Keep them cool. Check on them.
Yeah.
But for those who have nobody and no common sense, apparently, bad news.
Yeah, we went to see my nan because she lives on the seafront and stuff. So we thought, oh, it'll be naturally cooler there. Oh, was it fuck? It was worse there. So it was like, Jesus Christ. So she had like the fucking door open, about 12 fans on her.
Yeah,
a hand
people
fan.
who live in the city centres, and there's like it's even hotter there with the density of people and like just the pollution and everything else.
Yeah.
And just live in apartments with no gardens or balconies or anything. With all the heat of the other apartments going into there. Whoa.
Fuck that.
So it could have been worse.
Yeah. We were lucky. we were lucky.
Fairly lucky.
But yeah, no, I just fucking... The fact that that's going to become our new norm is terrifying.
Yeah, global warming is definitely... It's an issue that's opened a lot of people's minds up recently,
late.
I suppose.
Bit late.
I know.
But...
If people didn't feel it before, they definitely feel it now.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's the sad thing about it, is that they had to have a repercussion that affected their lives before they gave a shit.
Yeah, well, it's same with anything, isn't it?
And I think that's
if it's not on my doorstep, then I don't care.
What is it with fucking humans and just not being able to fucking comprehend this kind of stuff? And I'm not saying all humans. Before someone kicks off like, well, I thought about it before that. I get they were not everyone, but the majority of people seem to just ignore shit until it's on their doorstep, and it's like, why as humans do we still do this? Why is this still a thing?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So,
I'm not sure what the solution to like global warming is at this point. So it's just going to be a hope for the best.
Cull humans. That's basically it.
it's gonna get to a stage where it's like man-made issues gonna need a man-made solution. So we're gonna have to like send drones up to like purify the horrible gases in the atmosphere. I don't even know.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure
technology's gonna have to, accelerate to help us out here.
Definitely. I mean, it's accelerated pretty quick in the last 20 years, but I mean, now it's really got to ramp up.
Just put a massive ring around the whole, Earth and put some AC units in space, and let's just cool it down a bit.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it's. I mean,
fuck the rest of the atmosphere.
I want to stay cool. If I'm gonna die by global warming, I want to be cold.
Yeah.
At least I can wrap myself up in a blanket. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what the solution to this issue is, but I definitely think people need to start being more aware and taking stuff more seriously. Not just with global warming, but as other stuff as well. If it doesn't affect you, look into it. Maybe do a bit of research, Educate yourself on it, And if you don't give a shit, cool. Just carry on with your life and good luck to you. Because it'll soon bite you in the ass. Whether you want to admit it or not.
It's definitely important to do what you can when it comes to reducing your own emissions and stuff. But it's at the stage which concerns me, where it's like it doesn't matter what we do at this point, because we're still accelerating towards a chaotic, hot Armageddon.
I mean, yeah, scientists did say, didn't they? They were like, it's already too late. Like, you're not going to be able to stop global warming now. Like, you fucked it. Well done. Congratulations, governments. Well done. You fucked it. You didn't do anything about a problem you were told about in advance. What a shock.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucking shit. And, but, I mean, just make the best of it, isn't it? We'll do what we can. If you're not using something, turn it off. If you have a TV that's normally on standby, switch it off at the plug. If everyone did that, it would help out a lot. But a lot of people, I think, have become very complacent. Myself included. I've done it for fucking ages. Where it's just it's like your natural instinct is just to keep the plug turned on, and just put everything on standby and like.
I was listening to the radio earlier, and it annoying non-carbon friendly things are celebrated almost. I think there's something about Lewis Capaldi orders takeaway 3 times a day or something. That was all said as a big joke, but the carbon emission of someone delivering your food 3 times a day, that is a joke. What? Why is that a funny thing?
Yeah, on that subject,
laziness.
On that subject of celebrities and how fucking awful they are, Taylor Swift recently got there was a survey done on admissions that were given off by private jets and planes by celebrities, and Taylor Swift was at the top. And this year alone, she has her plane has been in the air. I think it was, I don't know the exact days. I think it was 180 days out of the 210 odd that we've had so far.
It makes me sick, that, isn't it?
What?
It's
It was great because her publicist came forward and was just like, well, Taylor wasn't on the plane every time. Great, so she loaned it out to her friends to still fucking use it, though. Come on, you arsewipes. You don't need a
hold
private
it
jet.
now with anything else, but then when it comes to private jets,
And she, again, I'm not saying Taylor was at the top of this list. That doesn't mean she's the only one. Elon Musk was called out for it. Probably every celebrity does this bullshit, and it's
they need to be named and shamed.
Fuck you. Stop using them. Plain and simple. If you want to use them, cool. Stop fucking paying for the damage you're doing then as well. That's
how about ride economy with everyone else?
Fucking take a normal plane, but just have security with you.
You can go in first class.
I know there's dangers to celebrities going on planes and things like that. Someone could try something dangerous. I get that, right? Having a private plane is fine, but there should be rules with it. You can't fucking fly every day on it, and just be oh, not my problem. Fuck off. And this is the thing. I know people always say oh, well, it isn't just celebrities. They put a huge problem not just on economy stuff and sort of inflating house prices when they decide to move somewhere else, but also with the environment and how they're damaging it. But they never get called out on it. Because people just go, oh, have you heard her new album about her and her other ex that she dumped 3 days ago? Now she's dating this other guy and there'll be a new album in a year. It's ridiculous and it's stupid. people need to start being more realistic. Get fucking grounded back down to earth. All right, you've got loads of money. Brilliant. That's wonderful. I'm happy for you. You're very talented. Doesn't mean you get to fuck the rest of us over by your shitty emissions.
I know. It's like, you fuck us all over from the rest of the things you do, but never mind the emissions. Like,
yeah, exactly. I have to listen to your music.
Yeah. God awful.
Although, to be fair, some of Taylor's songs I genuinely like. That I just want to throw that out there before someone gets upset.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
There's some songs by every artist I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. But...
Most of them are crap.
I think... yeah. But I think to be completely open and honest with it, I think it's just a case of, like... This kind of stuff needs to be called out so that change can happen. There needs to be rules in place, and if you are being an idiot, then you need to be fined for it and pay for the damage that you are doing.
It needs to be taken a lot more seriously, and strict restrictions on how many planes you can take and stuff like that. It needs to be brought in because it's not going to affect the rest of us. And then they're saying like, oh, the regular person, you're not allowed to have more than 2 flights a year because that's really damaging for the environment. Yeah. What about Taylor Swift at the top?
180 days. Like, fam.
And say like you can't go on your summer holiday now because because the people at the top are taking 300 flights a year.
It's ridiculous.
Fuck that.
Well, and people that use the excuse of, well, she has to be in other places. Really? Then she can fucking wait. Oh, but she has a show to go to. I'm not being funny, but if
she needs to be in less places, to be honest.
if she's flying from country to country to do shows, how about do all the shows in that country and then fly back to do another show in another country? Like, you don't... Oh, I don't know.
It's just not just her, it's like everyone.
Exactly.
Who's got a private flight.
All these fucking celebrities, like, it's ridiculous. How out of touch do you have to be? Like, that's not normal. It's not.
But they pretend they are in touch because they lecture us all on, climate change and, reducing our own emissions.
What was that stupid fucking song thing that was done with, like, Gal Gadot and other celebrities? Was that in the beginning of COVID? There was, like, a thing that all celebrities came together and they, like, sang a stupid song and it was like, oh, fuck off. Wow, you sung a song. How about give us some of your millions to help?
And then you see, like, photos of them all having parties and stuff. Like, it's like, no. It doesn't cut the mustard with me.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, there you go. Round over.
Yeah.
I'm all warm now.
Have you got... Turn that AC on.
There you go. So there you go.
He took the air for the rest of us while you stay cool for 5 minutes.
Yes. Go on my rant and then selfishly use it.
Lecture everyone else about fucking climate change. Use your AC.
What can I say? I'm famous. No. Fucking hell. Right.
I'll pretend that wasn't said.
Yeah, please.
Have you got any more news things to say?
I have not.
Right, shall we move on to the fun stuff?
Oh, yes. Let's get on to the good shit.
Right, do you want to talk about games or films first?
Ooh, a choice. Let's go films. Let's go films first.
Okay.
Film stuff. What have you been watching, good sir?
Well, I watched through... I had Amazon Prime for a while, and I watched through series of Reacher, which was very good. Yeah. I enjoyed... the beginning episodes and the final episodes more than the kind of stuff in the middle. But I'd say it's very much worth the watch. And the guy who plays Reacher, forgot his name, but he is very good and an absolute tank. And it's just worth watching for him alone, basically.
Every time he gets his top off. Oh.
I know. I mean, yeah.
Goddamn.
Cut to a picture now.
Boom.
Yeah, that's a good series. Also on Amazon was Clarkson's Farm, which I watched through with our friend Robin.
Yes.
That was a very good. I wasn't expecting much of that because it's been ages since I watched like Top Gear or whatever other show they'd done. Grand Tour, yeah. So I always used to enjoy them just for the banter and whatever they say. And he's a very funny man, Clarkson, and watching him run a farm. In the Cotswolds, and I've got like an auntie who lives around there, so I was like interested as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting, and it does make you think about how hard it is to produce food and how unfairly the farmers are treated by society and by the government.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy to see all the procedures that he had to go through, like how specific he had to be with like crops, and like how much he made. I think it was like £180 by the end of an entire year of farming, and it's like it just shows you how fucked the system is that's what he made. And it's
good that he does it with like a comedic twist on the end as well.
But
because he's like a multimillionaire anyway, he can afford to take the hit, but a lot of farmers can't.
I think that's what was good about it as well. It's like he pushed the fact that this wasn't okay for like he was okay because he had but one of my favorite quotes from him in it was, not everyone has Who Wants to Be a Millionaire money to prop them up when they need it, and he was very, despite the fact that Clarkson has that kind of personality, we all know it, but he was very serious in it as well at times, and like, no, this is like, he was educating people on how serious the situation is for farmers and stuff right now.
Yeah.
Which is good, along with entertainment. So, again, educational.
Yeah, and he's provided lots of work for, the local people there, so you can't really fault him on his farm adventure, which is
I want to go to a shop.
A very good thing, a good series as well, and I recommend anyone watch that.
Oh, definitely.
If you're interested in farming or interested in Clarkson, it's very funny either way.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good time. I think season 2 comes out the beginning of next year because they've just wrapped filming on it. I think so. I'm
looking forward to that, definitely. Yeah. Apparently, he's got like cows and stuff now, and he's got a restaurant.
Oh, fucking!
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be very good. I'm very excited.
The council hates him. He won't give him planning permission for anything.
Every time we tried to get planning permission, like the entire village was like, "No, fuck off." You blew up your house last time. No.
Yeah. It's just so good. The way he does it, very Clarkson-esque.
Very Clarkson-esque. Yeah.
There's a few more, but if you want to go through some of yours,
I'll do a couple and then we'll switch just like that. Yeah, a little bit of both. So I finished The Boys season 3. I can't remember if I mentioned this.
Oh yeah, I watched that as well.
Yeah, season 3 of The Boys.
So good.
Dear God, what a good series.
Yeah.
Like, it was very impressive. There were some fucked up moments. Like, just the opening of the series. The first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, then. That's where we're going with this. Okay.
Miniature guy in the... Yeah.
It's
always been very risque.
Very good. I must admit, I loved seeing Jensen Ackles in this kind of role. Seeing him as Dean Winchester for so many years... seeing him in such a role that clearly is not the kind of characters he normally plays, it was really cool, and it was a very good choice to have him play Soldier Boy. I think there was a few things they could have done better. Kind of the final battle, like I know it was a bit, and like the entire point of it was to kind of have spoilers by the way. Fuck off if you don't want them. But yeah, the kind of the last episode when they have that fight. And obviously Karl Urban's character Butcher turns on Soldier Boy because of the kid. I kind of felt there was a better way to do that. That was kind of a cop-out in my opinion. Because like this entire time Butcher was like, I don't give a shit, fuck you, fuck everyone, I don't care about the kid anymore. And then literally he was like, no! And it was like, and like Soldier Boy's like, fam, what are you doing? Like, I thought this was the plan. But yeah.
But then Queen Maeve was still like in it for the... the original idea.
I love Maeve. Maeve's such a good character, man. And
she is, yeah.
Like it's so cool what they've done with her as well. Like she hates the idea of being a hero, and then the irony of it is she was the hero in that ending.
Yeah. It's such a good like series in general because it's not about the action really. It's like about the optics and celebrity heroes and stuff, and it's even better having watched all of the like Marvel stuff and DC stuff. You like appreciate it even more because it's just it draws on all of that and then just like reforms it in a funny self-aware way, which is just like so good.
I must admit that I'm so glad that because the writer I can't remember, it's the writer or producer. I think it's the producer is the person who started Supernatural as well, the writer Kripke, and he works so well with Jensen, and apparently there's rumors, nothing's been confirmed, but they're trying to get Jared and Jeffrey Dean Morgan to join it as well. 2 other people from Supernatural, Sam Winchester and their dad. So that would be interesting to see all of them together again. But I mean, I think they should only do that if it works with the series and the people.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing it if at the end of the day it doesn't fit. But yeah.
Yeah.
What was your favourite thing about the third series then?
Just kind of how how many risks it took, especially in that one episode with the hero gasm.
That wasn't that
you wouldn't
bad.
see that on any other. I know. Apparently, they had to cut it in like so many countries, and it was banned in wherever.
It's not that bad, fam.
I know it's not that bad. It's just like kind of the idea of it. It's just so out there and wild. It's like, oh my god,
big old orgy.
Yeah, big old superhero orgy.
Yeah,
love sausage.
But
yeah, I just liked the character development of like Starlight and that's just all of it was great.
Yeah, it's just getting better.
Jensen Ackles was great as like the Captain America kind of thing.
Yeah, a dickhead Captain America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
all the songs and stuff that they produce for it as well, which is.
I know there's so much like extra stuff that they did for this series, and I hope that's something they continue with because it genuinely was very, very good. But yeah, I mean, the writing is stellar. Like I said, the only thing I had an issue with, or I wouldn't even say it was an issue, just kind of rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, was kind of like Butcher suddenly just turning. That to me was a bit like, I mean, there's so many other ways. You could have just thrown the kid out of the way, locked him in a room. I know that obviously he's got powers, but he doesn't know how to fully utilize them yet, so... I mean... Yeah, but...
It's just kind of setting up the next season, I think.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like it was like they got to the end of the series and went, oh, fuck, how do we quickly wrap this up so that we can build on the next series? So... Yeah.
It felt a bit... If Homelander dies, then there's like... Homelander is pretty much the boys, isn't he?
Yeah. It was very cool to see him fighting Jensen and Carl and everyone at the same time. It was very
just like how he realised that he wasn't the top dog anymore, not indestructible like he thought he was.
Yeah.
Finally got some knocked down a few pegs with that.
But Butcher being told that he ain't got long left to carry on.
Oh yeah, with the compound.
That's quite sad. So
I suppose so, but it's not like a predefined amount of time, so he can still do a couple more seasons. Going like.
Yeah, I think they said something like a couple of months or something that he had. But I mean, to be fair, I hope they don't go too long with this. I mean, 5 or 6 series I think is probably the max they want to go with this, because you go on too long, then it starts failing. So
I'm surprised like a lot of the boys and whatever they've lived this long. Like there needs to be a bit of like loss there. If to make a series really kind of hit the emotional edge.
I definitely think it's going to be like difficult for them to nail season 4 better. But I mean, they've done it every time so far, so they'll probably.
They'll introduce all your expectations are just blown out the window when they come out of another one, because some other threat will come in or a new superhero will land in town. But very good season.
Also watched Fear Street 1 and 2. Still not watched the third one yet, but I've watched the first two.
Oh yeah. Let's watch the last one together. It's good.
I can't. I have to watch it with Vic first.
Oh, all right, okay.
I promised.
Fair enough.
But I promised. But yeah, no, it's going. It's good. I enjoy it a lot. It's different, something interesting, and I think with the second one it was a bit weird.
The last one is what the Little Hope should have been.
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that. It was good. Enjoyed it. I think the second one kind of had a few moments where I was a bit like, oh, okay, it's a bit weird, but sure, all right.
The second one was just okay in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
like the first one because it's green.
I think the second one kind of pulled me out of it when she was stabbed to death in the end, and then he just basically gave her mouth to mouth, and she just came back. That's not how that works. That kind of pulled me out of it a bit. I was like, well, that wouldn't happen. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll
go into silly territory.
Yeah, I was like, I'll dispel my fucking brain for a second and just get on with it. But I enjoyed it. Both of them have been very good, so I'm very excited for the third one.
Yeah. There was surprise hits like during lockdown as well. Like having 3 films release every week, which is really good. But yeah, last one's very good. Especially stick around for the end.
Exciting.
Yes.
Oh, fair.
Everything comes together.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, on Disney, I watched Book of Boba Fett, which I very much enjoyed. Actually,
Ooh.
it's definitely on par with the Mandalorian season.
Mm.
It's a bit like, oh, do I really want to watch Boba Fett like again? Like because he was in like Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good. It's basically Mandalorian season 2.5. But I wasn't complaining about that because it's just that world they built and the setting and the vibe of it is just all kind of works.
Yeah.
The only distracting thing was his teeth, but I mentioned that last time. I think he just had new veneers put in or something.
Yeah.
And then I started watching the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan as well, which is like everyone's been hyping that up, and it's definitely it hits different. I think it's very good, but I'm like it's been so long now. Did this need to get made? But I've not finished the season, so maybe it's going to be amazing.
I haven't watched anything of it yet. I've kind of stayed away from it for that reason. I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah,
like I'm scared to be disappointed by it, but yeah.
It's like it almost just can't be as good as the films that it's shot before it's even released because of so much high expectations.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, there's some interesting things in it. But yeah, I'm not fully sold just yet.
No, not yet.
It's nice to see Ewan McGregor again as Obi-Wan though.
Yeah.
He's basically just never left that role. He
is very good. I must admit.
Yeah.
It suits him.
But yeah, anything else? I've got like 2 more films.
I've got 2 more things so we can discuss a bit. So I can't remember if I mentioned this in the last one. Apologies if I did, but it's been a while. Doctor Strange 2. Obviously watched that a while back. I think we might have gone over it in the last one. I'm not too sure, but
I think we might have discussed it and then we watched it afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But yeah, no, really, really good. Enjoyed it a lot. Probably my favourite MCU film so far. I definitely like the horror, the gore stuff. They got away with a lot. Yeah. So
Sam Raimi as the director has definitely just added a new element to it, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and having Ash just in there.
Yeah,
that was cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, no, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend that for people. And the last thing I've got is I watched half an hour of the first episode of the Resident Evil series that they made on Netflix, and I have never watched a bigger piece of shit in my life. I don't need to watch it. It's garbage. I mean, you don't even need to watch it. Go and look at the reviews. People fucking despise this series, and for good reason. It's shit.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing to do with Resident Evil except the name. That is why.
Yeah, I wasn't really excited for that one. I haven't jumped into it, but I think I'll stay away from it.
Fucking, it's trash. I mean,
I didn't mind the films.
The thing is, a lot of people trash the films with Mila Djokovic, right? And I gotta be honest, I don't think they're that bad. I mean, I get it, right? If you're a huge mega fan of the games, I can see why you wouldn't like them. It breaks a lot of law. There's a lot of rules that are broken. It's not the same thing. Yeah. But I kind of like that. I don't mind, someone taking an IP and sort of adjusting little bits slightly to be able to still portray the same sort of narrative story they're trying to get across.
Yeah.
But it's not even Resident Evil. It literally has Wesker in it. And this is not a race thing, right? I know some bastard out there is going to call me out on a race thing. This is not a race thing. The actor that plays him is fantastic. I love that actor. He is fucking phenomenal. But Wesker is not black. I'm sorry. There is a reason he is a blue-eyed, blonde hair person that's white. He is worse than Hitler in the games. That is why he's like that. He wants to create a perfect race. You made him black and gave him 2 children. What? I'm all for having your own story to tell in that universe. All for that.
Yeah.
You do not bastardize it that much. You literally took the source material and went, there you go.
Let's burn this.
I don't know. It did come out. Apparently, the writers and stuff that did it really did not care for the games or the source material. Says a lot. Same thing happened with Halo. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. It pissed me off because I was quite excited. I know Netflix are known for pumping out a lot of garbage pretty frequently. But when it was announced they were doing Resident Evil, I was like, oh, fam, okay. A series works better. It's really easy. You could literally have a series in a mansion. It's so simple to do the first. And then you've got a season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 lined up for you if you want to do them.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They didn't. So I didn't watch it, but I watched like a summary of it and seen the ending. And yes, the Wesker looks cool in the end, and he kind of looks like him from the games, but not really. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just disappointing, man. Like, people need to stop trying to adapt games and anime into fucking series. Like, just stop. You don't know what you're doing. Don't bother. Like, you're wasting money, talent. Like, again, the guy who plays Wesker, he's so talented. He's such a good fucking actor. And he is wasted. It upsets me.
He can't save it.
And the thing is, like, his performance, nothing wrong with it. His performance is flawless from start to finish.
He did the best with what he had.
Exactly. But it's just the writing is fucking garbage. In literally the first 20 minutes, there was a Zootopia porn joke.
Okay.
Why? Like, why? It just, I don't know. It was really annoying.
Yeah.
But I just want a good adaptation. That's all I want. Halo was shit. This is shit. What's next? What are you going to ruin next?
What do you possibly do? Yeah, they need to get a bit of a change up in the creative departments at Netflix.
I mean, the thing is, again, I don't mind them taking something and going, well, we want to tell our own story. That's cool.
They just half bake it, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you didn't need Wesker. Why was he Wesker?
It's going to be The Last of Us next, isn't it? They're going to ruin that.
Well, HBO were doing a series on that. From the locations and the actors, like they've got Pedro Pascal as Joel. I think that's a good match. I think that works.
Yeah.
But it depends on his performance as Joel. Like, how he acts is what's going to sell it for me. And if they stick to the story or not. Because I don't know. The Last of Us seems like one of those ones you really don't want to try and go off of the story. But, I mean, you know, I'm not going to hold out hope for it. I think the better way to approach sort of stuff like The Last of Us now is just to be disappointed before it even comes out, and then when it comes out, you're not disappointed.
Exactly.
It either exceeds your expectations, or you're just expecting crap anyway. So.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Don't go in expecting an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Just like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, I have not seen this yet, but yeah, we've talked about this briefly. Go on.
Yeah. Well, I went in. You know, I had like a voucher from my sister from Christmas. I was like, oh, you know, this one's guaranteed to be good.
Yeah, exactly. It's Thor. It's Thor, man.
I know it's Thor.
Can't go wrong.
But I was a little bit disappointed with it, to be honest. I mean, when you're watching it, it's like, oh, it's okay. You know, it's Thor. He's acting silly. He's got all of his powers and stuff, and there's a soundtrack that's reminiscent of Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. But yeah, it just seemed so like. Compared to the Ragnarok, which was a very good film, which I enjoyed, so unfunny and forced. Like, they were trying to be funny all the time, but it just felt really forced. And Taiki Waititi, whatever he's called, he kind of just like puts a lot of themes in there that just don't really belong, and like he just kind of shoehorns things in, like not that I have a problem with it, but like every character is just gay now, which is it's just fine. But it's like, why is this only being all like shoved in us in one film? And I have like a few issues with the story as well, in the fact that Jane's Thor now, lol. It's like, please explain why. No, yeah, she just is. They try and do like a half-assed kind of explanation, but I feel like they just cut loads of stuff out. Like, it felt like it's cut a lot out, and it's just kind of left to your imagination. And
I did see a thing that Taika said that they had like over 4 hours of a film that they had to cut down to 2 hours. So I mean, I think that's probably more. I mean, if that's the case, like it feels like stuff's missing, I imagine it's probably the studio's fault. It's probably Marvel being like, no, can't have a 4-hour film. Fuck off. You're not Zack Snyder. So I mean, that's sad to hear.
And the villain just doesn't really make sense to me either. But it's a decent popcorn flick, I would say, to turn your mind off and watch it. I mean, like, it's got silly bits in it, so yeah, you probably will laugh at some things, but it's as soon as it turns off, then you're like, was that as good as the other ones?
Yeah.
No. What was the message throughout? Dunno.
Be gay.
Yeah, be gay and everything's happy.
And love Chris Hemsworth's bum. Which
Yeah.
I do. But that doesn't make the film great. I mean, yeah.
I would have loved to have seen more on Jane and like origins regarding that. And, like,
yeah, because it
not
does.
Spoiling anything.
I mean, I must admit, seeing like the trailers and kind of like promotional material, it does kind of feel like they've just sort of thrown her in there. And the thing is, the female Thor actually has like a really interesting come up story, like how Jane goes to becoming Thor. Like, it's a really interesting tale. So I don't know if they're gonna like do a film after it and maybe tell that tale then, but. It
kind of touches on the interesting parts, but doesn't like fully go for it. It's just like one scene she's this, and then another scene, she somehow has this bond with the hammer, and it's
But then that could be because
she's Thor now.
That could be because they cut out all that footage. I think that's the sad thing about this is like I'd love to see Taika Waititi's version of it because his version is always going to be different to what the studio wants to put out. And that's just, I think that's just the sad realization of it is like he might have tried to tell that story and it would have probably been better, I imagine, if it had that.
Yeah.
But the studio were like, no, you're not having a film that's longer than 2 hours, which is stupid in itself. Like, you're going to handicap a director who has proven himself time and time again to be a great director. And you're like, no, fam, you don't get control on that. Like,
yeah, it does feel like a lot of hands were meddling in it. And it's turned out to be a little bit disappointing for me, but this is when other people are like, it's amazing, what are you talking about? So it's all opinion.
It's a fucking opinion. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if you love the film, more power to you. If you're watching this and you're like, well, I'm angry now, go and watch something that makes you happy then. Like, plain and simple. Like, it's just an opinion. Who cares? It's why I don't look at...
Because I made the mistake of thinking Thor could not do any wrong, but yeah.
It's why I don't look at, like, fucking reviews, like reviewers' reviews specifically on stuff before I watch it anymore, because it's all opinion. Doesn't matter. You might watch something that everyone hates and love it. That's fine. Someone's probably watched Resident Evil and fucking adored it. I don't care. I fucking hate it. But
they need to get out more.
Go touch some grass. But I mean, like, I'm that's kind of why I didn't go and see it in the cinema, because I was a bit skeptical on it, especially when I heard how much footage had supposedly been cut from the film. It was a bit like, it feels like you've had a lot of meddling hands. And then, like, from you and other people that I've gone and seen it have told me, like, sort of the same thing of, like, it's a bit of a mess. It's fun, but it's a mess. So, I don't know.
And, it tries to go along the lines of Guardians of the Galaxy, but they're not in it for more than 3 minutes. It's like...
Well, that was pointless.
Again, cut footage. But yeah, speaking of kind of disappointments, there's also Jurassic World Dominion. But no, not quite a disappointment, but I admit I did enjoy it while I was watching it, and the spectacle of it all was amazing, and seeing all the dinosaurs again. But it just had no soul.
Did it just? I have to ask, was it basically they just tried to feed on your nostalgia?
Yeah, well, even in the film, that's Jeff Goldblum, probably the best character in it. He's like, Jurassic World, not a fan. In the film, taking the piss out of the film franchise in the film. Is that really what's going on here? But yes. And then he's like, oh, you're exploiting people's love of dinosaurs to the people in this facility, and it's like, yeah, that's what the film's doing.
Yeah, that's what Jurassic Park did as well.
Well, Jurassic Park had that sense of mystery and wonder of these amazing animals and tension. All that is kind of gone in this. Like, it's nice to see the some of the original cast returning, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and etc. But it just kind of feels like they got them on later and filmed a separate film with them, and then did the original film, and it all kind of feels like spliced together until the very end, where they all come together, and it's just that kind of just no sense of danger, chaotic scene with really weird editing as well. Like, I don't know what was going on with that. But you'll understand when you watch it, and there's like a scene with like a radio tower or something.
And this is coming from a professional editor, so you fucked up.
It's like one moment someone's in trouble, the next they're up in the radio tower, and then one character. The whole sense of placement is wrong.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, even people who aren't editors will realize
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
jarring
quite
how
obvious.
quickly it switches, and there's no kind of like real explanation. It says now they're here.
It's like I was enjoying it, and then the credits rolled, and it's like, hang on, why do the dinosaurs take a back seat in this film? And why is it a story about this random fucking clone girl and all this other locust bullshit? They try and add too much into it, and again, it's a case of they must have filmed like, well, they must have, well, obviously days worth of footage, but like they should have had like a 6-hour release, and that would probably do it justice rather than all smushed into one.
Yeah.
You can't possibly achieve everything that they're setting out to do with all that. With just so little footage to show.
Yeah, I think that's the saddest thing about it, man. Is like stuff like this you get excited for because it sort of does play on your nostalgia a bit, and you're like, oh, I hope it's.
Oh yeah.
I hope it does it justice, and then you're like, oh.
I was hoping for that nostalgia hit, but they don't even. Like, it is kind of nostalgic seeing them all together, but it's not at the same time because what they're doing is just rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Goldblum.
They don't even use the original theme.
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum. For that nostalgia hit.
Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum was in the last Jurassic World film as well. Granted, he was only like a narrator kind of role, but he was in there. So it's like his kind of opportunity to just suddenly appear and be like, well, hello. It sort of disappeared in the last film because he was there. So you kind of took the impact out of that, and then it was announced that Sam Neill and Laura Dern are back, and it's like, I think they would have done better to hide it and then just go and see the film, and then there they are, it would have hit you more. But knowing they were there kind of took it away a bit.
And I don't know, because it definitely just feels like two separate films spliced into one, because they've got the oldies, the originals, doing their own thing, and then, Chris Pratt and the rest of them doing a different thing.
Do you reckon that could have been because of COVID? Maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Or possibly they only signed on later and they had to film all their bits separately, and then they just got them all back to do the ending bit.
Yeah.
So it just, the motives and the heroes all feel very muddled and a bit confused. But I mean, there are some good parts in it, like there's like a there's a dinosaur chase in like a city like Morocco or something, which is very good. Stupid but good, because instead of just shooting people have laser pointers to point dinosaurs at you. But yeah, some good action in there. The moment to moment watching experience is good, but the overall package is a bit muddled.
Oh, that's a shame, man.
But yeah, interesting spectacle.
As long as you got some enjoyment out of it, I guess that's all there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, just to see all the characters back on screen and seeing them all together is a nice touch, but that can't fully
that's
save
not going
something.
to save a film. Yeah, it's not going to make a film great just because there's old characters that are there.
There's old people in
it. Old people. There's old people.
There's old people in it.
No offense.
It's all right.
Hey, I love Sam Neill. He was great in The Omen. But yeah, no, that's fair. I think that's kind of why I've stayed away from these films.
And the main villain of Dominion is like a very minor character in the original one, but the actual actor who played that character is in jail for like child abuse or something, so they had to recast him. But yeah,
that's not great. That's not good.
No, not great.
Hollywood has a track record.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I also, a big theme was the fact that after the last film that we wanted to see the integration of dinosaurs into our society and just how they actually live, but no, it's all set on a remote little place again.
Yep, sounds about right.
So I don't know. Basically just a rehash of the last film and with extras. Which shit. Everyone wanted to see more dinosaurs, but no, you got something else. Anyway, rant over on that one.
Fair. It's nice. We've both had rants in this one.
Yes.
But all right then. Any more films, TV stuff?
No.
Shall we move on to some gaming then?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, gaming! Oh, baby,
we've played quite a lot, haven't we?
We have.
Together and alone.
Yes. Sometimes we play talking to each other.
With each other.
Yeah, with each other. Yeah, no. So, I mean, I guess we'll start with the most recent one, shall we? Which is Returnal.
Yes.
We both
Yeah.
took a dive in that. You managed to convince me to jump into it, and this morning I beat the first boss.
Oh, yes.
I did it.
It's going to be one of those things I was going to say, try it on your own, because I don't know if it makes it harder with two players.
It definitely makes it scaled. It definitely scales.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. It's a great little rogue Soulsborne-like.
Yeah, it's different from the others as well. Like, I like the uniqueness of it and the randomness of it as well.
I mean, I suck.
How if you die and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to do all that again, but it's cut with this like sense of discovery where you're doing different every time.
Yeah, it's definitely an interest, especially with the haptic triggers. That's definitely
really well.
Definitely sprinkled a little bit of it feels like one of the only games that's really taken advantage of them. Like most games you have, it's harder to push the trigger down or some of that. With this, it's specifically like, no, only halfway to aim, and then if you do it all the way, you get different fire.
Yeah, so this is a through and through PS5 exclusive game, which is great. It is PS5 exclusive.
I'm pretty sure I think it's on PC now as well, but I think it was. Well, no, it was an exclusive. In all fairness, It was built to be an exclusive. But as we know, Sony are trying to branch out and go into PC, which is fine. The more people that get to play this game, I think beneficial.
That's fine.
But
I mean, the truest experience is with that DualSense in your hand, and obviously you can probably replicate that on the PC. But
yeah, I mean, I guess if you use a DualSense on the PC version, like you probably have the same experience, which is still cool. So I mean, anyone that does like playing with a mouse and keyboard, I mean, you're never going to listen to this, but if you play PC games with a controller, I recommend get a DualSense, and give it a try with some of these games on PC, because it is like a different experience.
Yeah, it really is like capitalizing on every single PlayStation 5 feature, even if you're not actually playing on PS5.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely one that you're not just going to go into the settings and turn it off because it's annoying.
No, it's one of the only games that actually enable that haptic trigger and feedback and the adaptive triggers on.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it kind of it always felt like a bit of a gimmick to me, like apart from on Astro's Playroom, which is very good.
Yeah, that seems to be made for it.
It needs like a very in-depth like game for it to be like relevant to me.
Yeah.
But this one hits the spot definitely. Returnal.
It hits different.
I actually managed to beat the second boss last night.
Fair dues.
I have the grapple hook now. Yay!
Yay. No, I've definitely enjoyed I love the locations as well. Like how the game looks, it's fucking phenomenal. Like there's nothing like it, and they've definitely done a bloody good job with it.
And it's hard, but not like absolutely punishing.
Yeah. Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
I used to love other house marquee games like Super Stardust HD. I definitely see the resemblance in some of these things when it comes to the graphics and the boss fights and the particle effects and the things that are flying at you, the big blue balls.
Yeah, it's definitely a bullet hell game as well. It's like it's taken a lot of genres and mashed them together. It's very good.
Yeah, considering this is their first like AAA game, well done to them. I'm glad they kind of updated it to have co-op and have like a pausing feature, because apparently they didn't even have like pausing and stuff when it was released. But looking forward to playing some more of that. But hopefully it doesn't get too much harder.
Yeah, I think it's not a huge game either. There's not like a huge amount of stuff in regards to like bosses and stuff. They're quite quick and fast paced, and I like that idea. The story is what's intriguing me the most. I managed to go into the house. I think it's a co-op thing. You can't go into the house with but I went in and exploring like this story and how it's unraveling. It's definitely one of the stories that's like a Soulsborne game that I'm definitely invested in. I kind of want to see what happens, but at the same time, I'm like, I know I'm going to die a lot. So
I have that apprehension of how hard it's going to be when it's all chaotic and everything's firing off at once.
It definitely feels fair. Like learning the patterns of the enemies and how they fight and how they fire and that kind of thing. It's definitely it works. It feels very, very fair and despite the fact that I have played a lot of Bloodborne, still haven't finished it. Whereas with Returnal, I feel like I've got a chance. Not a high chance.
And the co-op system is more generous as well, so I do like that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a ball ache like in the Souls game.
Games. But I think that's the point of the Souls games, isn't it? It's like it's not meant to be played co-op, whereas Returnal kind of, even though it was added, it sort of works as a co-op, and it works and functions very well as like a co-op-y experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely a fun one. I'm looking forward to playing more of it, and hopefully myself and you can play some more too.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be interesting. What's been your favourite
Try
thing
and
about
give you a
it so
hand. It's, I don't know, just that sense of exploration, which I was saying the other day. Like, you don't know what anything is. Everything is a little bit mystifying, and you don't really know what's going on. But
Yeah.
you scan things, and then that stays in your log and stuff. It's just nice to explore around these biomes. I think just the setting is the best thing about it, almost, apart from the like immediate gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of wish there was a few more permanent upgrades that you could get like throughout the game, just to make it a little bit easier. But of course, you know, that's not the point, is it?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very much enjoying it. We'll play some more of that at some point.
Definitely. But yeah, would you like to go with
I
one?
played through. Yes, I played through Ghost of Tsushima. I managed to get the platinum in it. Actually, I enjoyed it that much.
Oh, nice.
It's one of those platinums which isn't difficult by any stretch. You just basically do everything, all side missions and stuff. Yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's a beautiful looking game. One of the best looking games I've played. Just in maybe not like realism graphic wise, but just the way it like looks on your screen, and the colors and the contrast and the lighting. It's just it's so good. Story is really good as well. I never felt particularly bored of any of the main quests or the side quests. They all felt different, and like it was leading to something. It's like 3 acts, and they all feel very, very good on the same level. Yeah, it's emotional as well. Yeah, I bet everything I wanted from a samurai game. You really feel that lore and feel that strength, and yeah, I was pretty much a god by the end of it, slaying things in one hit. But I mean, that's still part of that kind of game, isn't it? Open worldy, but it doesn't feel tiring like a lot of them.
Yeah.
I was definitely excited to play every time I went on it.
That's good.
But yeah, I recommend that game, and I played the DLC as well. Quite a tough, a bit more of a leap of difficulty in DLC, but it's still manageable, and that sense of accomplishment after you beat the boss, the eagle. It's very good.
Ooh. Definitely gonna have to look into
So yeah, definitely not Soulsborne, but you know, it's still quite a challenging samurai duels in there.
Oh, fair. I'll definitely have to look into that. I fucking owned the game for so long. I need to just play it.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah.
It's on extra as well in case you don't have the DLC, so you get the full experience.
Do I have the DLC version? Let's check, shall we? There it is. Yes.
Yeah. You got it.
I got it. So yeah, I just need to actually fucking sit down and play it.
Yeah, and however you play it, I think they've got obviously the Japanese lip sync as well, so you can play it like that. I played it with English, and the voice acting is good, so I don't no complaints about that.
Fair.
And do you have like the samurai mode where it's all like black and white and whatever? But I think I'll give that a miss. That's just like 15 minutes.
It's like
if you want to play around.
Standardized.
I mean, the colours and stuff are so nice in the game. I wouldn't want to tarnish that with black and white image.
That's fair.
We are in the 21st century, for God's sake. No.
Fair enough.
No, it's a nice little feature for everyone who actually wants an authentic little movie experience, I suppose.
Oh, that's fair. Fair.
But yeah, very good game.
Very good. Very nice.
We both played a bit of the Man of Medan series as well.
Yes, we played Man of Medan and Little Hope.
Yes, Dark Pictures anthology series. Yeah. Man of Medan.
I got characters killed for you.
Oh yeah, well, it's all part of the game. I didn't mind that. I would say I definitely preferred Man of Medan as a little starting experience over the Little Hope, which we played.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's all like claustrophobic, set in a submarine, abandoned ship kind of thing. It's an enjoyable kind of experience. Very dark, and it annoys me how they don't kind of lean into that supernatural. It all has to be explained by something. Um,
It's
but yeah,
yeah.
Man of Medan was kind of more believable in one sense.
Yeah, I definitely think Man of Medan was more memorable. I think with Little Hope, it wasn't bad by any stretch of the
No,
imagination, but
it was good.
there was the acting is it's not great. It does
Mm,
feel rushed compared to Man of Medan. It felt like Man of Medan actually had a lot more thought and time put into it.
yeah.
Um,
I cared about the characters a bit more in Man of Medan, I think,
yeah,
even though they were still kind of not great actors
yeah,
acting, but yeah, I think that's just the nature of these games.
yeah.
They
It's
have to
either
say
you
so
or
much that they're just like,
yeah.
oh, fuck's
I
sake.
mean, there's one particular character in Little Hope, you'll know who I'm talking about, who's just a cunt from start to finish. It doesn't
Well,
matter
Angela.
when you play as her, you try and be nice. Doesn't matter, she still comes across like a snarky bitch. And then,
Yeah.
like when you're not playing as her, she literally is a snarky bitch. You can't win. So that I know that these games are meant to have. Oh, well, that's the point. There's a character like that. No, a character like that is annoying. And we
It was
just
funny though.
fucking so, like anytime she came on screen, all Sean would hear is, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Because I could not stand her, like not one bit. And
It's got to the point where we were just like making this decisions that made it so that she was even more of a
yeah, it was just like may as well fucking lean into the dick
of a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like, what's the point in trying to make her nice? I mean, I
It's just
think
for, like comedic relief at that point.
yeah, in the end, I think we kind of managed to make her more likable. But by that point,
Yeah.
enough had happened. One thing that I do want to talk about in regards to these games is the co-op aspect of it. Because although it's very cool and it's awesome that we get to play a game like this as two people and you get the separate things, for fuck's sake, if you're going to do this, don't just let one player pull someone away in the midst of doing something. Fucking
Yeah,
have
because
a
you'd have
prompt.
like a giant area to explore, and then I'd only have like a hallway to walk down, and then
Yeah.
if I get to the end of the hallway and press X, then you'd be dragged along and you wouldn't be able to explore anything.
Have a fucking prompt. Have like let both characters know. Okay, this person's about to leave. Are you ready? It's like, what,
Or at
'cause,
least
like,
make it super obvious that this is going to be the end of section thing,
Yeah.
which is going to drag you both along.
I mean, Man of Medan wasn't as bad. Little Hope was definitely worse. There was to give an example, there was a part where I was playing as, I believe it's called Andrew, and you were I can't remember who you were playing as at the time, but
No.
I went into this building and I had this entire building to go around and explore. I literally had only gone on to the first collectible thing, and like an entire section of the game was skipped for me. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what the fuck? And Sean was like, what happened? I was like, well, I don't know. It just made me forced forward. Like, I had to skip a
Yeah.
load of stuff. And he was like, oh, fuck, I didn't know it would do that. Like, it
I think
doesn't give you any
it's like
idea.
a balancing issue. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't obviously give me enough to do in my section to
Yeah.
justify dragging you forward.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, I know that when you go up to the prompt, it has, like, arrows to subject. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this is
going
when people
forward.
say, it does have the prompt.
But that's only when one person's looking at it. You should still warn the other player as well. It shouldn't just be like a click, that's it. It should be a prompt that comes up and goes, the other player wants to move on, are you ready? No? Then the other player can wait. Like, because then at least you have an idea of, oh, okay, this is going to progress both of us. It's not like you need to go around and do everything you want to do and then we'll carry on.
Yeah.
Because like
I
we
definitely
missed,
didn't feel that at all in Man of Medan. Like,
yeah, no, nothing like that. But that part, we even missed, there was a premonition that we saw with Andrew's character having a weapon. That weapon is in that place. I know because I looked it up. I literally missed about a good half hour of being possibly exploring because the game was not clearly designed to have two people going through it at once. Man of Medan kind of feels like it can do it. Little Hope can't.
yeah.
And I think that's a massive missed opportunity. And House of Ashes was on sale. I think I bought it for like a tenner. It was on sale. But I imagine it'll probably go onto like extra and shit at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping anyway.
House of Ashes I'm kind of concerned about though, because I've heard that's the worst so far out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like, technically and also story-wise. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Can't judge on it.
What did you think story-wise of Little Hope?
Little Hope
Did you
wasn't...
like the ending?
I mean, Little Hope... Right. Little Hope wasn't a bad story, but I think it was rushed. Because that ending was quick. It was definitive.
I was not expecting the ending.
Yeah, I mean, we were like, oh, there must be like another section. Credits. We're like,
Yeah. Turned out it was all, in his
what?
mind.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, he it was just in his mind. It's like, what? That doesn't even make
But
sense.
then it required a bit of extra research to actually fully get what was going on there.
Yeah, and I think
We were trying to theorize what was happening with the priest and all this and the little girl. But no, it was all kind of just a figment of his imagination, him trying to deal with emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
His way of dealing with it.
I don't know if it was just a case of some of the choices we made, maybe that impacted it, but when I looked it up, it was considered to be one of the best endings. So I was like, that's disappointing. So yeah.
I wanted like all that build up to mean something, but it turns out
yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting way of doing it. I don't hate it for doing that, for like making it all like in his head. But yeah, it just kind of felt like all the discussions we had during the game, like theorizing what was going on, was all for nothing. But again, I suppose that's the shock factor of it. So some people love it, some people don't.
I think Little Hope was definitely more disappointing than Man and Medan. But
it had better music and jump scares in Little Hope, I suppose.
Yeah, Little Hope
every single 5 minutes.
Yeah, Little Hope leaned into the horror more. But I think this is the problem. Man and Medan didn't do it as much, but Little Hope did it too much. There was like no. It was like what eventually.
How many times can you zoom into that kid's dead face or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, every time like we got grabbed and you get pulled into the past, like we didn't even jump in the end. It was just more like, oh, okay, that's annoying.
It's like anytime they had an opportunity to do it, they would do it, and you just expect it in the end.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, this isn't that interesting anymore.
Yeah.
Which again, a shame. Oh, puppy,
baby.
But yeah, I think it's very disappointing. Not bad, but just it definitely didn't live up to expectations.
Yeah, I was left feeling disappointed. I didn't have the urge to play it again.
I'm definitely looking forward to The Devil in I. That's the upcoming one. Yeah. I'm dreading playing House of Ashes from what I've heard and from what I've read on forums. I've not had any spoilers, thankfully, but basically what pretty much most people said was on release it was broken, buggy, it doesn't function properly, you'll get frame drops constantly, the story's awful. I was like, oh god. Okay.
What have I done?
Can we just play Little Hope again? But yeah, I mean,
you're taking a piss out,
You're taking a piss out, no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It should be an interesting story to go through, to say the least.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Anything else?
Yeah, I think we both also played Stray.
I haven't played Stray yet. It's there. It's ready to be played, but I haven't played it yet. What did you think of it? Because I know you've played it.
Yeah, it's a very good little game. It's very short, but yeah, I liked it. I don't know. It's just because it's very unique, I think, and lots of people absolutely adore cats and will like play anything to do with cats, and it is an absolutely amazing cat simulator, as it were. And yeah, it plays well. It feels good to play it, and the exploration and just the being a cat really suits that world, cyberpunky world, and the story is pretty good as well. Mostly told through text, through your little robot friend. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely, kind of. I don't really have an urge to play it again or anything like that, but yeah, it was a very decent game, and I'm glad I got to play it on Extra. So
yeah,
I look forward to seeing your opinions when you play it. And
I'll make sure I play
as a cat owner yourself, and definitely play it with your cats in the room because apparently they go mad.
Yeah, I'll have to get Spooks to watch it and just be like, what is this?
Yeah, like my friend.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll definitely play it by the time we do the next podcast.
Yeah, it should only take 3, 4, 5 hours.
Yeah, isn't there like a speedrunning trophy of it as well? It's like finish it in like a ridiculously short time.
Yeah, I think so. There's quite a few like stealthy sections as well, so just depends if you know the routes and all little shortcuts. So
fair. I mean, to be
first
fair,
time you play it will be longer.
I mean, I've been fucking stealthing a lot in Cyberpunk, although that's not hard to do. So
yeah,
but yeah,
I was stealthing quite a bit in Ghost of Tsushima. Surprised.
I'm starting.
Some of them are
I'm
forced stealth bits, but whatever.
I'm finding that as we get older, we're stealthing more. That's not we're too old.
I know. We just don't want the hassle. We don't want. We're lovers, not fighters.
Just let me get through this. That's fine.
Yeah, but at the end of Ghost of Tsushima, as a living god anyway, I was like, fuck it. Come here.
Destroy them all. It's fine.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
What are you? An idiot sandwich chef. Damn right you are. So, no, fair. I'll definitely have to play Stray. It's literally, I've got it on my home, on my PlayStation. And I've just finished the platinum for Star Wars Battlefront 2, so now I have an opening, so
good.
I'll chuck Stray in there, and I'll play through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I guess we could quickly talk about is platinums. We've both grabbed a couple very recently and gone through them. So is there any noticeable ones for you?
Well, we got Tom Clancy's Division 2 Platinum.
And one. Thank you for helping me. I got one done as well.
Yeah.
Which was grateful, thank you.
No, well, it's just the end of the day, it's all that co-op thing. Oh, Division 2 was a nightmare for you, though, wasn't it?
Div 2 wasn't... Like, Div 1 was pretty quick. That wasn't too painful. It was more just that I had to, play it, obviously, with you to get certain ones. But the second one wasn't, like, too difficult. It was just more fucking tedium. Because I had to just go around and do a few... I had to basically...
clan shit.
Yeah, it was the clan stuff which was the biggest pain. So we boosted it. But, I mean, it worked. It did it. Like, they were the last trophies that I needed, which was take, like, a group photo of 4 of us and then get into a game of conflict. So that was easy. With Div 1, it was... I had to do all the multiplayer stuff, but, like, go into the dark zone and extract from each zone, which I did actually apparently quite easily. Despite the fact there were a lot of fucking people running around and
sweats.
Sweating. So I got lucky, I think. But yeah, no, that was fun. It was nice to actually go back on Div 1 despite the 30 frames.
Yeah, it was a bit jarring at first, but get used to it. I was like, can't believe we actually managed to play it like this.
Yeah, I know. When we were like playing it, it was like fucking dodgy as shit. I think
like,
it was
I literally thought it was some kind of glitch.
I think it was the PS5. I did actually look this up. I forgot to tell you about this. I looked it up. I think it's just the PS5 because the Div 1 hasn't been optimized for PS5, so it tries to push it, but it can't, so it skips a lot of frames.
So it just ends up looking weird.
Yeah, so I don't think it looked that rough on PlayStation 4.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought it was a glitch.
Yeah, it's like
but
it can't look like that for so many years. Like that.
I know it's bad, but not that.
Like, Jesus. But
yeah. Division 2 is... I was glad to finally get the Dark Zone ones done and stuff like that. After having like 98% for like years.
Oh, I know, literally. I think 7 years.
All it took was one little session just to, focus on them.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared to die loads of times, but we are quite lucky we got it done like in the first couple of attempts.
I think it was only one zone that we got killed in. One time, which we were very lucky in that sense because that could have gone a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know whether it was down to it not being so popular anymore and not being many people in there.
Maybe, yeah.
But
whatever it was, thank fuck. That's all I'll say.
And yeah, the only other one I got was Ghost of Tsushima, but it didn't feel like a drag at all. That one.
Yeah, that one.
I think that's the best all the way through.
I think that's how I'm approaching trophy hunting now. Is just if I like a game enough, I'll get the platinum for it. I mean, obviously, it finished off Dying Light 1. Thanks to you again. I needed your help with that. But that was actually quite a fun one to revisit. I mean, if you ever want to go back on it and just play it for fun or I'm down. Like, I enjoy that game.
Battlefront 2. I haven't even finished the DLC, so...
Battlefront 2, though. Dear God. If you are looking for cock and ball torture, get the platinum for Battlefront 2. It's fucking awful. Like, I don't know if it's just a case of, like, destroying the hero ships, piece of piss. Takes a while, but easy enough. I got very lucky in the last game I played. I got 7 hero ship kills. I don't know how the fuck I did it. I got very lucky and just blasted it out. All the single player stuff, easy peasy. Dear God, that shitty Vanguard fucking ability. Oh, the rage.
Yeah.
It was not pleasant. I haven't raged at a game in a long time. That got me
Lots of multiplayer ones, isn't it?
The multiplayer isn't too bad. It's just that fucking Vanguard. I think in the beginning when the game first came out and it was pay to win, that Vanguard ability was a hell of a lot stronger. They nerfed it to the ground. Like, it is useless now. Kill it, like, you can't... It's just so unpredictable as well. Like, you could be standing in front of someone and you'll blast them with it and it's a shotgun and it won't even hurt them. I have footage of this shit as well. Like, the game just broke. Didn't work. It just didn't work. I headshot someone, nothing. Like, it was so annoying to get it, but fucking did it. But yeah.
I was just, like, in love with the game as soon as it came out, and I just, like, played it non-stop for ages. So I wouldn't say it was a massive chore. I had to jump into Starfighter Assault when I didn't particularly want to, more than I wanted, and do that Vanguard one. I remember that being a bit awkward, but other than that, I kind of just got all the trophies naturally.
I mean, to be fair, look, I'm not... Battlefront 2 is a great game, and I have a great time playing it. I always have fun with it. But if you're going for the Platinum, especially now, it's a chore. Like, you are not going to have a good time with some of them. Some of them are genuinely fucking horrible. But I think if I had done it sooner, it wouldn't have been so bad. But I think that's on me. But I'm proud of it. I'm glad that I got it done. I didn't think I would. I'll be honest. When you told me you got it, I was like, okay, I think I can do it. And then when I was doing the Vanguard one, which was the first one I needed, I almost gave up. I was like so close. I was like, fuck, I'm not doing it after this game. Fuck it. If I can't do it this game, I'm not doing it. And I got it. And I was like, thank you, God. Jesus. Just 5 times. It's not even like it's that fucking specific. I just... Ugh. But other than that, I've just been doing a bit of cleanup, really, mostly. I'm still playing Cyberpunk. I've almost got that done now. I'm at the end of the story. Do you know what? That game's not terrible. It's a lot of busy work, but it's fun.
Yeah, I need to go ahead and play that. I don't think it's on extra. I know there's a trial.
There's a trial, yeah. I mean, the trial will give you a good idea. I think you'll maybe just get out into the open world by the end of the trial. And there's a fuck ton to do in that game, but the story itself could probably get done in 8 hours if you just blasted through story stuff. Like, it's really short. So, yeah. I mean, it's definitely improved, but it's not nothing special. Like,
no.
You'd probably have more fun playing Dying Light 2, and that's saying something.
That
fucking game ain't that good.
Some games I just don't really want to platinum up.
I'll
have my fun playing them, and then
exactly. Have fun playing them. Don't go for the platinum if you're not having fun with it. Like, you're just torturing yourself at that point.
There's no game at the moment where I'm actually trying to platinum. I don't think, apart from Miles Morales, which I will go back and do that.
I mean, to be fair, the Spider-Man games are good ones to do. They're fun and they're easy. So
it's just basically do everything that the developers wanted. I think all I've got to do is get like 100 combo streak.
That's not too bad.
And like 25 wall takedowns and ceiling takedowns.
It's basically busy work.
Really,
it's just busy work, basically, isn't it? Like little things to do. Not hard, but just tedious.
Yeah, but I'll do that over the course of my New Game Plus.
Yeah, exactly. Just have fun with it. That's what should be at the forefront of it all.
Yeah, and with that one, you're still unlocking new stuff and whatever throughout your New Game Plus. So it's like you're not just doing it for the trophy. See,
exactly.
Got to do it anyway. The fun factor.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a very enjoyable game.
Yes, very true. I like the Spider-Man games, man. I think they're cool. Despite the fact that they are basically just Ubisoft, go here, collect this thing. But, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
but
smaller.
in a very condensed form.
Yeah, it's much smaller than, I don't know, Valhalla. Like,
oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Debating whether to give that a go next.
I mean, I would look. It's not a bad game as such, but you are going to fucking despise if you try to do everything.
Yeah.
Because, I spent 120 hours in that game. I haven't even got halfway through the story. That's just side stuff. And now they've got the Ragnarok DLC as well that's come out for it. So, I mean, fuck knows how much that's going to put in there. But we'll see.
The new PS Plus games came out today as well.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I own
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's cool. That's like a nice little blast from the past. I appreciate that.
That's remastered for like PS5 as well, so good.
Like a Dragon.
Little Nightmares.
Oh, Little Nightmares.
Yakuza as well.
Yeah. So what do we think of the Plus games for this month?
That's a great lineup, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. It's a little something for everyone.
Yeah, Little Nightmares, fun game, very enjoyable to go through. Played it myself. It is very good.
I'm glad I didn't download Little Nightmares on the extra, because that would have had a licensing issue.
Yes. Yeah, that's
so, got to be careful. Make sure you only download games that you actually want to play.
Yeah, dear God, because that Sony need to fix that shitty licensing system. Like, they need to fix it.
Even if you want to play a game, but you're not going to actually play it until 6 months down the line, don't claim it now. Claim it when you want to play it then.
Yeah,
because if it's a Plus game in between, then you will lose access to it.
Yeah. until they fix it, which half the time they won't.
Yeah.
I think they only did that with Final Fantasy because enough people kicked up a storm. So
Yeah.
But
something like Man and Medan, which no one was talking about, that's got the same issue, but they won't sort that out.
yeah, that won't get sorted.
But I mean, luckily we played it now. That's why I wanted to play it, and it's it was had a good time with it.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, I mean, they're good. Little Nightmares, good. Like Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've only played through Yakuza 0. I do have Like a Dragon. I already owned it, but 0 was astonishing. I've heard all of them are really good, so I'm looking forward to playing it. And then Tony Hawk. So Pro Skater 1 and 2, which is a nice little.
I wanted to get that one because I remember playing that. I think I played Tony Hawk Underground for
I played a lot of it.
Like the open world one.
Yeah,
that's like GTA but with skateboards.
Underground 1 and 2, and what was it? American Dream was it called, or something like that? American Wasteland maybe.
American Wasteland.
Yeah, those three. I played those three as a kid on PS2. I still have them on PS2. So
it's so good.
I was a big skater when I was a kid. But not so much now. Not so much now though. I'm a little older for it. I can't. My joints don't work the same.
Step on a skateboard. No, it might snap in half. No, Jack.
I definitely would snap a skateboard in half. Too heavy. But yeah, no, it's a nice lineup. It's nice. I mean, this is what happens though with PlayStation Plus Essential now, isn't it?
We'll have 6 months of shit now.
6 months of shit and then a month of good. You know, that's just how this goes. And I think, it's nice. I'm glad they've done a good month. So I'd highly recommend people grab them all if you want a good little few months of gaming. There they are.
Yeah, it'd be a sin not to.
Yes, absolutely.
It's because at the time when we were thinking like all of the essential things are going to be shite from now on, then it's nice to get a good surprise with a good month.
Yeah, and of course
all things I wanted to play basically.
Yeah, and of course adding stuff into PlayStation Essential and things, that's been going quite well so far. Adding the Final Fantasy games, that was a good choice. 2 new PlayStation Plus classics came on, the PSP ones, which was cool. So it's nice to see they are still working on it, and I think over time the Essential one, or not Essential, sorry, Premium will become more worth a while.
Yeah,
but I still say
I've still not played a single classic PlayStation game.
I'll be honest, I think extra is probably the nice medium for now, at least. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah,
because you can still buy some of the classics separately. I've not actually checked that though since the announcement. You
can buy all of them. I think bar Resident Evil Director's Cut, and there was another one. What was it? Oh, I can't remember. There's 2 that you can't buy, and then there was like a set that you are allowed to buy, like Ape Escape. You can buy, and sort of any of the other ones. Siphon Filter is purchasable. So, I mean, if you want to play a classic, I would just say purchase it. Be right back. My door just went.
Lucky you did.
Indeed.
Has it frozen?
No, I hope not.
Oh, it's okay. It just like froze and then sped up again.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So, any more gaming stuff that you've got, good sir?
No, I don't think so.
Oh well.
Shall we move on to next? If you've not got anything else.
I've not got anything. So I mean. Are we going to Interesting Tings?
Yes, let's go into interesting things. Well, I'm sure it'll be just like a snappy section this one.
Well, no, I've still got the 2 that you thought of from like a month ago. Also, the way I think we're going to tackle this now is we'll think of stuff in our own time, make a list of like stuff, and just choose one randomly. So, like the next,
or if we don't have anything, then that's fine as well.
Yeah, exactly. So the next podcast, Sean can try and. Or I'll try and think of something, because both of these are Sean's suggestions from the past. So I think we'll go with this one. So we'll go with that. Should trailers be a thing anymore? Or should it all just be
a surprise?
A surprise, Or do we
I don't know. It's like, it's one of those things where like trailers these days just definitely give too much away of the film. Like you can literally just piece things together and like know the plot of the film before even seeing it, and they ruin like legacy characters returning and stuff like that, and like which things that would be better as surprises and just be like so good if you just experience that for the first time.
Yeah.
Like with the Jurassic Park, if you saw the legacy characters come back with nothing indicating that they were coming back, you'd be like, oh my god, that's so good. Everyone has to go see this. But yeah, just like in Spider-Man, like they didn't have any promotional material to suggest that the others were coming back. I can't think.
Yeah.
So that was a nice surprise for everyone. Despite some leaks, but can't go off leaks all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things. Like, I love watching trailers. So on one hand, I do like watching trailers just to get a gist of the film, but on the other hand, I don't like how much they spoil.
Yeah. Do you think they should?
So maybe just like 30-second teasers.
Yeah. Do you think they should do what some trailers have done and sort of edit scenes so they look different?
No, yeah.
Kind of like like Last of Us 2 did, or do you think that's deceptive and that's not an okay practice? Because Last of Us 2 did it. They obviously had Joel in scenes that he clearly wasn't going to be in, and people were like, "Oh, I can't wait for it," and then they found out what happened and were like, "You lied to me." So,
yeah.
But I like personally myself. I think that's a better way to go about it because then,
I suppose so.
Do you believe everything you see in the trailer? You get a sneak at the film, but not everything might be accurate. Little things are thrown off here and there. Or do you think it should just be, simple little bits and bobs here and there, little trailers, as you said, 30 seconds, that's all you need?
Yeah, I would definitely say shorten the trailers as much as possible, just to give you like a little hint. But as far as just like deceiving the audience, I think sometimes it can be good because I think everyone was outraged at the start of Last of Us coming out, but maybe it turned out to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone was so surprised when what happened did happen. It gave that authentic element of shock to a lot of people.
It was definitely a moment.
It annoys me because recently I watched a film. I remember watching a trailer and all of the lines were like really punchy and they really kind of delivered them well, but like the film version of the same things was like so disappointing. I can't remember what it was, but I watched something recently when everything was like reshot for the trailer or something, and it seemed like it works better in the trailer than it did in the film. Like all of the comedy films where they show all the funny bits and left with like
it's like they show all the best bits and then when you come to the film you've already exploded your loads.
You're like, oh, I know where this is going, that bit in the trailer.
And I definitely think that misleading and misguiding the audience is okay. I think if you're outright lying in your trailer, don't do that. But I think having a bit of misguiding and kind of a little thing here and there that's like, oh, this is cool, right? You like that? Well, this is what it's like in the film. And having it slightly different is not a bad thing. And I definitely think it can play to the film or game or whatever it is advantage. You have a bit more surprise, a bit more shock for stuff then. I think a lot of the times, like you say, trailers have this inherent problem of just giving away the best bits, and then you watch the film and you're like, well, I've seen all the good things now. And that puts a dampener on the film and gives you a bad perspective of the film then maybe, when in actual fact you might have enjoyed it if you hadn't had all that. So
I think the best films are the ones where it doesn't show the best bits in the trailer and you're left with loads more bits that they could have chosen, but
I think it's why I tend to stay. This is a question for you then. Do you tend to stay away from trailers and sort of little teasers and stuff from something that you're really excited about, so that it is just a clean slate essentially, or do you find yourself, if it's there, you'll watch it because it's there?
I think I mean that at the last camp, I think, because well, if it's there, I might as well watch it. And everyone else has seen it. Sometimes I kick myself for doing it. Sometimes it builds up hype. So I think we can both agree that trailers should probably go on, but a lot shorter, a lot less spoilery things, and keep the legacy characters secret, please.
I tend to avoid trailers and stuff now, and it's a shame because there are certain things that I do want to watch trailers for and gameplay for and things like that, like the Callisto Protocol, right? The Dead Space remake, essentially, predecessor. I'm really looking forward to that game, but I refuse to watch anything on it because I'm terrified I'm going to see something and then it won't be the same, or it won't live up to the expectation. So I'd rather just see it day one and then I have no expectation. It's just whatever I get, and that can be better. So there's certain things.
And when it comes to games with the like E3 presentations or gameplay demos, which are so highly polished and not like the actual games when they come out,
you're breathtaking.
so always take those. Yeah. Always take those with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I think especially after. I think people are starting to do that more now, though. I think compared to what, especially after Cyberpunk, that's really left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but I like stuff with Thor as well. I would prefer to have had Jane be a surprise in that.
Yeah, I don't. Why did they do that?
So,
But
instead they like focus on it as like the main selling point of the entire film.
Yeah, it's so stupid. They should have hid that. It would have been so much smarter.
Yeah,
but there we go. Can't sell it if people don't know about it.
Yeah, you can't give away the strong, independent female audience.
Yeah,
you got to have it targeted to your niche, or you're not.
I think
politically correct.
I think that's the thing with it as well. Do you feel like trailers and sort of material has become too, like, it treats the audience like you're stupid, like you can't work out something for yourself. Like, it has to give you all the answers instead of you going, oh, okay. Because imagine this, right? Imagine they didn't show, Jane in the trailer, but you just saw the hammer come out of nowhere and save Thor from something. And then it just comes back and you see it grab into a hand, but that's all you see. You don't see anything else. You don't see who grabbed it. You don't see who threw it. You just see that. That would have had more of an impact. Because people could have started talking then and being like, oh, is that Jane? Is that maybe... Is Captain America?
A lot of the hardcore fans will have gone, yeah, well, that's definitely Jane. But like a lot of the medium fans will be like, who could it be?
But yeah, that's the thing. You wouldn't know. Even if the hardcore fans were like, oh, that's definitely Jane, they still wouldn't know.
Yeah, it could
for
still
sure.
be like subvert the expectations.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I think having that little bit of mystery is always better than just full on showing what it is. It's better to have that mystery. You're going to entice more people with a bit of mystery and a bit of mystique.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. Should have definitely been more mysterious.
Mysterious.
But
yeah.
Well, if that's that topic done, there is a small little thing that I suppose you can just add on the end.
Yeah. Go on.
About we touched on it earlier about kind of like labeling things like women's football and stuff like that. I was like listening to the radio again. A lot of things that inspired on this podcast are listening to the radio.
Yeah.
I'm just like annoyed by. They were on about the new Doctor Who and how about, oh my god, he's the first gay Time Lord and stuff like this. I'm like, and they're all like going yay, but it's like all of his like career highlights, like no matter if he's the best Doctor or the worst one, he's always going to be summarized as the first gay Time Lord. It's like, is that really going to be the label that we're sticking on people? And like women's football and what else? There's something else, but
women's rugby.
Always putting a label on. Yeah.
Women's whatever, gay whatever. It's like, no, he's just the fucking Doctor.
Yeah.
That is all he should be. It's just football. That is all it should be. Why? Why are there labels?
I know. It's like, it's obviously just to like make things more sensationally.
Yeah.
Like, more interesting for people because people can't, read boring things. They've got to read sensational things.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? I get that people maybe, especially with the Doctor Who thing, I love that actor. I think he's fucking phenomenal. I think he's a great actor. I'm looking forward to seeing him as a Doctor. I think he's going to pull it off like a pro.
Not because he's the first gay Time Lord.
I'm going to fuck what thing he puts in his mouth.
That's such a weird expression as well.
I don't care what he takes up the arse. I'm not bothered. That's not important to me. What's important is, cool, he's the new Doctor.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. I don't care. Oh, he's gay. Great. Why does that need to be pointed out? I don't care what their gender is. I don't care what their sexuality is. All I care about...
If people stop pointing out all these things, maybe we just focus on their talent.
Do you know what? This is the thing I think that bit Jodie Whittaker in the ass. First female Time Lord. Well, she wasn't. That was a lie. She was the first Doctor Who, I guess. But...
Yeah.
Because that was so heavily fucking slapped on to everything, I think that was also... I mean, it was atrocious fucking writing through her series, but I don't think it helped that people were forcing this "it's a female Doctor" down people's throats. I think that made people go, "Oh, fuck off! I'm not watching it then," and that's a shame.
It treats, like linking back to the trailer thing, it treats people like they're stupid and they want to just like throw these things down your throat and almost enrage people unnecessarily.
Can you tell she's a woman? Well, she's a woman. Yes.
Rather than just like not focusing on it at all and just like letting people discover it by themselves. Like,
well, it's like,
it annoys me about media.
It pisses me off as well. I agree, because the first thing I saw when it came out. I apologize. I can't remember his name, and I feel really bad because I love him in Sex Education. He's hilarious. He's like the best part about that series.
He does have quite a long, complicated name.
Yeah, and it is a fantastic name, may I say. But when I saw it was announced, the first thing I saw was first gay black Time Lord.
Yeah.
It wasn't first, like, it wasn't based on this actor going to be Doctor Who. Or, and I get it. It is a moment. It is a special moment. It's the first black Doctor. It's the first gay Doctor. Okay, cool. Write that into the show. Stop beating us over the head with it before you've even fucking started. Like, that's the problem with this shit, is you start beating people over the head like they're fucking stupid with it, and they just go, well, I can see that. Fuck off. I don't care if he's gay. Oh, yeah. Great, he's black. That's amazing. Yes, great. Fucking, let's include people. That's perfect.
It's why? Like, for all the times that all the media and like higher ups are non-inclusive, they're trying to like overexert themselves, trying to be like, look how amazingly it's like inclusive we are.
It's like people are going on about this, and it's like, do people not remember when Martha was a companion? First black companion. The one that actually got like a ton of racism when she was the companion for Doctor Who and David Tennant. She was. I didn't know this at the time because, again, I was a child. I didn't give a fuck who the companion was. I just thought she was cool. I liked her. I found her hot. But no, these fucking morons are like, but she's black, or he's black.
Yeah,
or
that just instantly raises the flag. Like, oh, she's not. She's different.
It's like, who cares? Like, I just want someone to play the Doctor and have fun with it and enjoy it and respect the role. That's it. I don't care.
Just purposefully put these things in our minds from the age. And like,
I mean, it's like, I don't care about race. I don't care about gender. I don't care about sexuality. All I care about is if they have fun with the role and if they do a good job in it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's made into something that it doesn't need to be. It's like again, this also comes back on like gaming and stuff, like characters, people like forcing this shit down your throat, like they're gay or they like this thing, and it's like, why does that need to be thrown down? I'm fine with having a gay protagonist, I don't care, but if you're going to treat me like an idiot and ram it down my throat about it, I'm going to get annoyed and fed up. Not because I don't like the character, not because I'm homophobic, not because I'm racist or whatever, but because you have specifically and strategically rammed it in my face so much that I don't care. I now hate this because you've made me hate the idea.
Treat it with the same ideas as a straight white male protagonist, Nothing would have even been thought of that, unless it's like a picture of the family or whatever, that's it. But no, they've got to have long emotional conversations with to make sure, oh, by the way, they're gay.
I think what annoys me more as well is that you can't win in these scenarios, because if it was a white man that took over, guarantee someone would have kicked up a shitstorm about it. Why is it another white man playing the Doctor? Why is this not and you can't win. They're either trying to ram stuff down people's throats, even though people are not stupid. Like, they're not dumb. They can tell. If someone has eyes, they're not colourblind, and they're not just blind, they can see that he's black. They're going to be happy with it and fine with it and celebrate the fact. You don't need to ram it down our throats.
How's about that then?
How's about that then? Someone will kick off about that. But, whatever. Like, it's
the BBC, so...
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think, it's sad, and I think that it's sad that that's the thing that's been focused on. And I'm glad, don't get me wrong, again, we're not saying it because we don't want it. We're just saying there's more to him than those attributes. Okay?
Exactly.
He's a fucking fantastic actor. Maybe focus on that for a bit.
Yeah. Rather than summarising it all in one kind of
he's black and he's gay. He's going to be a great Doctor. Fuck's sake. Right. But I mean, whatever. Whatever happens, I wish him the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play the Doctor.
Yeah, let's see how he does in Doctor Who.
I think he'll do fantastic. But
not that I watch it.
But I think that's it.
But yes, I think that's all of our energy exerted for one
Nearly
podcast.
2 hours, aren't you guys lucky?
Well, it has been a while coming, I suppose.
Yes, but it's been fun.
Literally.
I hope you've had a good time, Sean, and enjoyed yourself.
Yes,
I'm
very good time. Lots of rants.
Yeah, it's nice to get shit off the chest, you know. It's nice
off the chest and
nice to be back.
Wrapped in a neat little package of organised chaos.
It's nice to be back. It's nice to be doing this again. I'll try and get this up as quickly as I can. And to you guys who watch the podcast, thank you for taking the time to do so. It is appreciated. Sorry that it's been a while. It's just kind of how I'm treating it. It's nothing to do with Sean. It's just how I'm treating it now. If we fancy doing a podcast, it'll happen.
Better the quality of it is good rather than kind of both not wanting to do it.
Exactly.
So this is the news.
Quality over quantity every time. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Again, go and check out the Discord. You can throw us suggestions for stuff to talk about. Feel free. And thank you, Sean, for joining me. It's been a pleasure talking to you, friend.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing it.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.